All right, we're on? All good? Okay, Sam, we just want to know like your journey, how you started off in caddying, and were you a golfer to start with? Did you try and play golf? Or?
I never tried to play professionally, but it worked out pretty quickly once a few of my mates did that I wasn't going to be good enough. Moved to Australia, and then sort of one of my good mates, Brad Isles, got started on the nationwide tour in 2008 and asked me to come over for 6 or so months, and still going 15 odd years later. I worked with him for about 4 years, and then just sort of worked through a different range of players sort of 4 or 5 years after that before starting my journey with Cam, and sort of learn a lot in those 4 or 5 years with working with different players, what different players want, need, and you know what your role is with different guys. So it was good for me to do that and sort of shape myself as a caddy and as a person. So yeah.
And before you started with Cam, like, who would you say taught you the most as a player? That you learnt the most from? And
I think the most I learned was probably from Trevor Immelman. I was probably with him probably about just under 12 months, but he was very, very professional. We didn't have much success. We had a little bit of success, but he was just very professional, very structured, mapped out his days. You know, sort of to take that along to Cam, and sort of hopefully, and especially in his early days, help him sort of get those professional routines embedded and doing the right things from the start.
So you're saying, tell me the journey to Cam then from Trevor. How did that come about?
I worked for Cam at a New Zealand Open when he was very young, and just turned pro. And then about a year and a bit later, he broke through this US Open, big result there, and then had a status play in the States. And I kind of always kept in touch with him and his agent, and then got the call up from there to work for him full time. And we've been going 8 years now, so it's been a nice run.
And so do you feel like the stuff that you learned from Trev, did you actually help Cam with that? And did he lean on you to sort of get into those sort of routines and professionalism, would you say?
Yeah, I'm just talking about, like discipline on time and structure and sort of, routines on a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, which, sometimes, young players can sway in and out of depending whether, success or no success. And, I just think no matter what, you've got to have dot your I's and cross your T's and sort of, do everything right and do everything in a sort of structured, disciplined manner that, it just becomes routine and sort of, build good routines, and it's only going to help you in the long run.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
And so you guys with the books, I've noticed that sort of Cam's, is he pacing as well? Or you guys, can you just give us your routine when you sort of arrive at the ball or par threes? Or
his yardage book's a glorified scorecard holder. He doesn't use it. The only time I pull it out is if he's questioning me after a shot, which it happens if the ball goes a little further, a little shorter. He likes to try and find a reason, but touch wood, I don't think I've given him one mystery, so we're pretty good. We'll get to the ball, I'll pace off, and then we'll obviously give him a front number, where the pin is, a cover number, a pin number, and then we'll obviously talk about the wind and where we want to leave it, where's good, where's bad, good misses, bad misses, if the front bunker's good, back bunker, etc. And then we'll sort of come to an agreement on where we want to land it and then how far that's playing. And then, if it's a certain thing, is it a draw, or is it to get 165, is it a draw 8 iron or a cut 7 iron? Okay, well, it's going to suit the cut with the pin on the right, and, the pin's on the left, we need to hook the 8 in there. So just sort of work through a process like that. Once we get how far we want to land it, and what's that playing? Okay, well, what's our shot to hit that number? Perfect. So it's sort of just work the way through right from the start with the front pin, and then sort of from the shot from there. So
perfect.
Yeah,
thanks, man, and congratulations on a great year.
Thanks, mate.
And just wanted to, is it good to have Steve Williams back out here?
Yeah, it is good. I was out with him last week in Brisbane, so we had a bit of fun and catching up, and we actually had with Fox, who actually outnumbered the Aussies in the group, so it was a nice touch for a couple of days.
And do you think he's back out here trying to stop you from taking his all-time money list title in New Zealand?
No.
That's not going on.